What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Second matchup of the night about to get underway, and we've got yet another good matchup for you guys. Before we get into that, though, got the regional director, head of the league in the booth with me, back for his second cast of the night. What's going on, Austin?
Hey, not too much. We just saw it was a little bit of a letdown in the last one, but Grandmasters, they clutched up. I'm hoping we get some more spicy action here in the Prospect League. I'm doing good. How are you doing, though?
I'm doing pretty good as well. And or actually on Monday, I should say, you picked three absolutely insane matchups. I know at least two of them went to game fives. So, all in all, you're doing a great job of picking the matchups. Unlucky that the last one did have to be a sweep, but it's going to happen every now and then. Not every matchup, unfortunately, can be so close, but it just makes those good ones even better. And speaking of good matchups, we have the Barbarians taking on Flurry, both with extremely impressive records, looking to improve, and more than that even, looking to cement their place in the very top. This is a very important matchup, Austin, if I am not mistaken, with the seeding. This matchup could very well determine who takes the number one seed overall for Prospect.
Yeah, things are a little bit crazy out there in the Prospect League. Barbarians right now, they are in the one seed in a three-way tie for the one seed. They have the tiebreaker, so they're sitting at the one seed right now. Flurry right behind them, as this is an Atlantic Division battle, pretty much the Atlantic Division championship here. It's Flurry only a game back to the Barbarians. If they win tonight, they're going to need a 3-0 sweep to make it happen. So actually, in this scenario, for the content, we might also be rooting for a sweep, which sounds a little bit weird. It's a little bit unconventional, but we might be rooting for a sweep here because if Flurry pulls off the sweep, they take the Atlantic Division title, and then they could possibly, depending on how the other matches go, they could possibly be the one seed. Things are crazy out there in the Prospect League.
And that certainly would be impressive. Like you said, not every day that a sweep would be exciting, but when it comes to playoff potential, a sweep very much so could be the most impressive outcome in terms of the gameplay. And with that being said, though, Barbarians are no slouch when it comes to being opponents at 13-4 themselves. Who do you think's going to take this one?
Ooh, they got me on the prediction here tonight. The rare Rockerman prediction. I'm actually not too sure about this one. I don't know too much from either teams. I did see Flurry. Uh, I've seen him before. Ah, dude, I don't know. I'm not sure who's on this Barbarians. I'm gonna take Flurry though in this one. I think it's gonna be a 3-1, so I think they're gonna miss out on the potential to win the division here. But I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a close one here.
And it certainly should be, but right off the bat, we've already got a goal. Parallax putting in the first one here, a lead for the Barbarians in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, and already, I'm feeling a little bit. I know the Barbarians are good, but I have no idea who this what is this guy's name? Daquan Sausage or something? Yeah, Daquan Sausage. I have no idea who this is. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, starting out early, that's exactly how you got to start a series, though.
And I do believe it is pronounced Daquan Sausage.
My
Just
bad.
want to throw that out there. Yeah, sorry,
Forgive
but you
me.
do need to improve your name pronunciation maybe just a little bit. It's okay, though. We can't all be perfect. As he will get a hit on the ball here, and Parallax just barely misses. It's going to go off the top, and Jonathan has the follow-up. Actually, that doesn't look like
Jonah.
his name is Okay,
It's
I thought his name was Jonathan, but it's actually Jonah MN. I was a little bit far away. All right, excuse
hey,
me.
you know what? We can't all be perfect.
You know, I probably shouldn't have said anything, but as we get into it, Kyrgios here going to tie the game up quickly.
They had Flurry. They found a demo there. Parallax forced to get back, and Daquan not in the right spot. Flurry able to tie things up. A good start here. I'm actually very curious if they're aware of the implications. Hopefully not. Well, hopefully they are, but able to tie things up. And only a minute in, 2 goals already. Could be in for a high scoring one.
And if they are aware of the implications, just adds even more pressure, especially for Flurry, who at that point would be not even wanting to lose a single game. Not something that you really want to have to worry about. Most of the time, you just want to worry about putting shots on net, winning the game, and that's all that Flurry seems to want to do right now, putting in yet another goal.
Here's Kyrgios throwing it off the backboard. Dan coming in right around the defender. Parallax so close, but couldn't quite make the touch. A good start and a good answer back. Flurry take the first lead of the game.
Absolutely, and we have seen Flurry on stream before. They have looked very impressive in the past. I don't remember which series it was. I believe they went to 5 games, and that was an absolute battle. If they can maybe just try to reach their peak form, could be able to accomplish that sweep. But first, they're going to have to get through the Barbarians. This is going to be a high ball. Alpha gets a nice touch off the backboard. No one from the Barbarians around to follow it up yet. Just waiting in the midfield. That might work against them. Luckily, the Sausage is back to clear that one away. And I'm not sure if that is his real name. If it's not, I would like to know who this actual player is, because it might be slightly important. And that's actually going to be an own goal. I'm not sure if this was impossible to save, but either way, ball ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think Jonah definitely could have saved this one. Got a little bit too aggressive though, and puts in the back of the net. Dan, he'll happily take that one there. Able to send it home, but yeah, a little bit of a misplay, and it gives Flurry the 3-1 lead here.
And now feeling maybe a little bit more comfortable, even though they did have a little bit of an assist on that last goal. Just in the end, a little bit of an overcommit from Flurry, or from Barbarians, excuse me. And now they need to fight their way back into this game. Half of it remaining. This could be an opportunity. Parallax gonna go up for this one. It's off the backboard. Really awkward for the defense, but can't make the touch. And now it's a Flurry counterattack back on the cards. Nothing netted from it just yet. This ball will continue to just be sent back and forth. Things have settled down a little bit, but a huge dunk from Alpha. Gonna break out into midfield. Flurry have the pressure once again. So far, it does seem like Flurry is in control of this matchup, Austin.
Yeah, Flurry, they're doing a good job here so far, keeping the pressure, despite that early goal. Some good answers back here, and some great demos coming out from all sides as there are 3 people taken off the map. But yeah, they're getting some really good pressure to start things off, and some more demos are coming out. I'll be curious to see if they can hold on to this. Still a minute 30. Barbarians, we've seen it before. They can score in a hurry. Here is this one.
Oh my.
Jonah is gonna put it home. A little bit of a misplay, but Barbarians able to send it in.
An unfortunate miss on defense, a tough ball to read, and Dan just can't get to it. But this game has turned into quite the violent affair. I think we saw like 6 demos within 15 seconds there. Nobody is going easy at all. Everyone just looking for some bumps, it seems, right now.
Hey, you know what? Bumps and demos, they can be huge here. It's this one, and Dan is coming in with the hat trick. Another great play here. A good kickoff. Kyrgios sends it up. Try to get the read, but Dan, right place, right time. Able to send it in the back of the net. Flurry back with a 2-0 or a 2-goal lead here. Still a minute 20 remaining, so good on them.
And you know what else can be huge is those kickoff goals. Just as Barbarians might have felt like they had the momentum swinging in their favor. Never mind, maybe they do. They get a little bit of a kickoff goal their own, and now we're just seeing a flurry of goals.
Hey, that was a good one right there. A flurry of goals. I
Thanks,
like it here.
thanks.
It was the Barbarians, though, this time who put one in. And yeah, they're able to bounce right back. Some great answers on both sides, trading punches. And that's good to see. That's a good sign for the Barbarians here and their chance in this game. After scoring and then getting scored on, they come back with another one. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. Still a minute to try to at least send it to OT.
And this minute will be crucial. Barbarians have been down pretty much the entire game now. Have to try and make something happen. We have seen quite a few goals. Definitely not an unlikely possibility that they can come back. Just have to be smart with the plays they go for. Here comes a flick from Daquan, and Parallax will get it past. Can't get it through again, though. And what a save from the defender.
Oh my goodness, I want to save, and now the counterattack opportunity, but that one was so close there. I thought Parallax was gonna find that double after the original save, but couldn't find it, and now last chance for them to make something happen.
And they will have to be wise with this last opportunity. Less than 20 seconds now. Parallax gonna try to take this one up the wall, but shut down by Alpha. There will be a clear. Dan in an awkward spot, but able to send it back into his half. All that Flurry has to do is keep the ball from heading towards their nut, but it will get over. Alpha gets the slightest touch, and that might save the game for Flurry. And Alpha puts in one more. Never mind. Gonna hit the floor, but that ball was on its way in. Flurry barely holding on for dear life, but will clutch up in the final seconds.
And that is Season 4 champion Alpha right there from Ascension last season. Shout out to the Ascension boys there. He was a great player on our roster. Unfortunately, dropped down to Prospect, but he's improved. He's improved a lot. I've seen him, even though he dropped down a league. And yeah, that one he couldn't have got a more clutch save than that one right there. And really a good win overall from Flurry. And reminder to everyone who's just tuning in, Flurry has to sweep here tonight to take the Atlantic Division Championship and secure a top 4 seed. Could even get the 1 seed potentially if they're able to win. So starting things off on the right foot right there.
And that's 1 down, 2 to go for Flurry. Not the most convincing win. They were about a pixel away from potentially going to overtime there, but still it did look like they had a good control for most of the match when the chaos of kickoffs wasn't going out of their favor. Now they just have to try and find repeat performances, and like you said, Alpha, a crucial player in this matchup, and it will be up to the Barbarians to try and put a stop to that, and not only that, but now fight from being down. So we will head into game number 2 here. Parallax against Dan on the kickoff. We'll go mostly neutral, and another 50 in the midfield. But Flurry will end up with the first possession of the game. Here comes Alpha. That one is almost on target. Oh my goodness, what a pinch. And Kyrgios puts it in.
Yeah, this one just sent all the way down. Alpha pops it up, and a little bit awkward for Parallax. And Kyrgios, he'll take that one happily there. And this time it's Flurry who's starting out with the first goal. Kind of picking up where they left off in the last game.
Indeed, and they will find themselves in a leading position once again early on, but plenty of Rocket League left to be played. Dan gonna abandon that aerial. As Kyrios looking for some space here, but gets shut down by Parallax. And Parallax is another one of these players, Rockerman, who I really feel like has the ability to impact the outcome. When he pops off, it can be almost unstoppable for the defense to deal with, and one of these really scary players in Prospect.
Yeah, another former Evolution member there in Parallax. And you're exactly right. I witnessed it firsthand here as a huge passing play coming out towards the net, but Kyrios with the save. Oh my goodness, Barbarians. You saw a little smoothness there from them, but yeah, Parallax. I'd love to see him pop off. Knowing him, he's a good guy, and like you said, when he plays well, he can pop off and impact the game. And with Barbarians down in this series, down in this game, they're gonna need it.
They definitely will, and even more now. Going down to a huge bump on offense there from Kyrios. Forced an awkward touch, and no one back in the net for that one.
Yeah, that one, the bump comes through, but Flurry, they're taking this one, and things are looking really good for them here. You know, I predicted the 3-1. I have to say, after the first goal from Barbarians in the first game, I was shaking a little bit, but they're looking poised here, and Barbarians, they're gonna have to find some sort of answer as they scored one goal and couldn't quite bring it back in the last one.
Most definitely. It looks like they are starting to go for some of their demos of their own. I saw Parallax there getting a demo on the defender, but there just wasn't an opening for the follow-up shot. And they're definitely going to have to get a little bit more creative. Let's see what they can do. Kyrios going to shut this one down in the midfield. Sent across to Dan, who can't quite get a touch, but Alpha will be there looking for the double touch. Almost has it. Just barely runs out of boost. But that's even scarier for the Barbarians. Not wanting to go down by 3 goals. 2 is still manageable, but 3 starts to feel like a grim situation. And they will be pressing for the advantage here. Dan looks for the flick pass 1, gets it. But Jonah's going to block any shot opportunity. This ball just keeps bouncing off the backboard. And right now, Flurry's offense is just relentless. They have complete pressure. And although the Barbarians' defense looks great right now, it does seem like it's a matter of time. They will finally get a clear. But now it's going to be Flurry back on offense once again. And Rockerman, I mean, what can the Barbarians do to deal with this onslaught right now?
Barbarians, they're struggling a little bit. The Flurry squad here, they're pretty much challenging everything, getting all the offensive pressure. Barbarians really just need a good clear and grab some boosts so they can sustain the offensive pressure. Like this one here, if they can keep this one going here and find themselves in the offensive zone, they'll definitely have a chance. But if Flurry really, like that one right there is Alpha free jumps that one. They're just the more aggressive team right now, and it's why they have the lead.
They really are, and I thought that was really smart from the defender there on Barbarians. Tried to place where he put that ball, but Alpha's pre-jump just covered so much ground that he still got a piece of it. And Barbarians having slim looks of opportunities, but this could be one. Parallax doesn't get the best touch. And now the ball will be sent into their half once again. Jonah can't get up to this one. Parallax gets a pinch, but it's only really going middle. This could be another shot for Flurry. A slight miss, though. And now with a minute 19 left, there isn't much time left. Oh my goodness. The save off the post won't be good enough. And finally, Barbarians will find something.
Finally, Barbarians here. They force an error touch from Dan after a great 50, and it sets up perfectly for the shot attempt. And a great placement there just to put it right on. And now Barbarians have some life here. Minute 14. Now pretty much anything is possible as long as you're within 1.
As long as you're within 1, anything is possible. Doesn't even matter if the clock says 0. You still have at least one more opportunity. And this was almost one. Parallax can't make the shot either. The ball is bouncing off the post. But still, there's offense coming, and it will be converted. Jonah gonna tie the game up.
And all of a sudden, you see 2 quick opportunities, and just like that, we got a tie ball game. Jonah with a good shot there. I'm not sure if Alpha was avoiding a demo. He might have been in the back of the net there, but Barbarians 2 quick goals, and that's what we've seen from Barbarians, and that's what I've heard throughout the Prospect League, is that they can just pop off at any moment, just the flip of the switch there, and you saw it right here. And now with 50 seconds left, this game can be all theirs. It seemed like it was going to be 2-0 in the series, and now it very well could be 1-1.
It really did just flip so quickly, but here comes Alpha trying to send it back the other way. Gets the clean air dribble, and Flurry ahead once again.
And there's Alpha, the mechanics coming out from him, just able to get 2 touches right over the top, all the way to the net. A great answer right when they needed it most. And now 36 seconds to give themselves a 2-0 lead and put themselves on match point.
And this is all they need to hold on for 30 more seconds. We've already seen it won't be easy against the Barbarians, but they are more than capable of doing it. Jonah gonna try to get a touch to his teammate. Daquan can't quite make the hit though. Still, now 15 seconds left. It's now or never for the Barbarians. In the same position as game one, can they convert this time? The ball's rolling across their net, but no one from Flurry wants to challenge. They want to just play it safe, keep the ball down. Here comes Daquan, can't find the touch, and the ball looks like it will hit the ground now. Flurry not interested at all in keeping it up. Now 2-0 for Flurry. Only one more game to convert the sweep and potentially be in a position to take the #1 seed.
Yeah, and this is the content we were hoping for here. It's all on the line now for Barbarians. You know, pretty much all season, they were able to hold on to that 1 seed, a top 4 seed, and now, you know, in this one, they're on the brink of getting swept, and they really gotta make something happen here if they're gonna want a chance.
They definitely will, and they will have plenty of chances. We do have another game ahead of us. Barbarians just need to focus on taking it one game at a time to avoid getting swept, first of all. And if they can just do that, then it will be huge. Now I feel like it's a win-win scenario for us because if Flurry sweeps, that's content for the standings. And if Barbarians win the next game, we're looking at potential for maybe a reverse sweep. So I'm liking where we're sitting right now, regardless.
Yeah, I am also liking where we're sitting here as Flurry. You know, we talked about it on the get go, and you know, you couldn't ask for a more ideal start than what they had right there. Taking the first 2 games, they ended up being close in both of them, but you know, heading into game three, a sweep and they win the division. A loss and Barbarians will clinch the division. So it really, in a weird sense, this is the game 5 of the series because the winner is taking home the division.
And this is almost the game 5 of the entire regular season
Mm-hmm.
for Flurry. I mean, if they can, like you said, if they win this, they clinch the division. If they lose, then Barbarians do.
Yeah.
So much at stake here, even though it might be a sweep. Still got at least one more good game. And with how close the first two were, those were some thrilling games that you could honestly feel the intensity from both teams.
Yeah, it was super intense, and you know, it begs me the question, merely, do we have a game 3 alert? Is that something we can do here? I mean, I'm
It's,
joking, but
I was gonna say it's never been done before. It is
hey,
ambitious, but we might upset some members of the Discord if we do that.
we might. I mean, they did opt into the stream notifications rules, so I mean, you know, for that to happen, you know, hey, I mean, maybe. But all jokes aside, here, Flurry, most crucial game they've played all season, and same with Barbarians. It all comes down to this, and you know, all the games here have been close. I mean, Flurry, it seemed like they were commanding the lead in that last game, but Barbarians, they come back, battle back, tie things up, only for Alpha to snatch it right back. So Barbarians, they have to know they're in this one, and you know, all things, you know, like we said, all things considered, they're not out of this. All it takes, and you know, when you're trying to attempt a reverse sweep too, you take it one game at a time, and you know, you have to take it one game at a time here because this is the game, this is the season, this is the series essentially. So I don't know. We're gonna see who's gonna come out. Who's gonna come out firing in this one.
Definitely. And well, I just have to say, if there was any team that should be able to overcome and fight back from adversity, it would have to be a team called the Barbarians. I think that's pretty fitting for this matchup. They're fighting on their last leg, and if they can overcome this, I just don't really know what the key to victory is here. It seems like Flurry has a really good handle, and other than some weak moments, it seems like Barbarians are taking advantage pretty well. I'm not really sure what more that the Barbarians can push for to try and gain an advantage in this one.
Yeah, I mean they fought hard in this one, and they've actually been really close. I don't think they really haven't been out of this one, but there've been a couple of times where Flurry's had so much pressure, and they just Flurry just kind of commanded the ball game, commanded the offensive pressure, and that's really what it takes to pull out some victories here. Command that offensive pressure, and eventually you're going to find goals most of the time, and that's what Flurry did, and that was kind of their keys to victory. But yeah, for the Barbarians, they've really got to focus on getting some clears, and kind of punishing Flurry, because there have been a couple times where Flurry, they're so aggressive that they've overcommitted. So if Barbarians can capitalize on those overcommits, they'll be looking really good here for a chance to save their season.
Most definitely, and we'll have to see if they can pull that off. We are waiting for a couple players right now, as I believe someone's game is updating. Unfortunate that they couldn't do that before the stream, but you know what? It's worth it to wait and see how this one pans out. I mean, I'm just sitting here on the edge of my seat. I feel like I'm being hung out to dry, as I just want to know what the result is,
I know.
and it just keeps getting built up.
It does. I did tell Daquan there he had to change his name back to Snazzy, and when he did that, his Steam, I think he's playing on Epic, and his Steam had to update now. So hopefully he'll be back here in a minute or two. But still, I guess we're all just gonna be sitting on the edge of our seat, just waiting here for him to join back in the lobby. But for Barbarians, it may actually be a good thing. I know it was unintentional that he had to do that, but it may be a good thing to kind of shift the momentum potentially.
Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, if it will favor either team to have this slight break. I have to feel like it would favor the Barbarians, if anything, as they will get kind of a short mental reset. As Flurry, I'm sure just wanted to keep the momentum going, coming off of 2 wins. It's been enough time now that you can almost feel like the series has been kind of reset mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they are down 2-0, Barbarians have had plenty of time to, go away, I don't know, get a cup of coffee, meditate. Uh, and they might be coming back with a whole fresh new mindset. And if they can, and just play a game of Rocket League like they always have been, like they have been the entire season, taking out so many phenomenal teams, then they might be poised to maybe even take a reverse sweep. But even getting this one game, once again, it will be absolutely huge if they can do it.
Yeah, it will be if they can pull it off here. As we're getting the player joined up in the lobby here regardless. But yeah, it really all comes down to this. I'm very curious to see how it's gonna go. But yeah, we're still waiting on him to join back in, and I see the viewer count has gone up. People are also on the edge of their seats, knowing that this one somehow we're on the we must be doing a good job here on this serious score match discussion screen. Talking about the content as we do, and you know, wow, it looks like Barbarians are getting a sub in. They went to change his name, and now they're getting a sub apparently. So
Uh,
they've got 2 minutes. So
well, I hope that it's enough time, because I would really hate to see the series end this way.
yeah, it would not be great, as they're still trying to communicate to us here as we're waiting on a player. Um, and yeah, I don't know. We've kind of exhausted all the things we could talk about. Maybe I can pull the reporting channel, see if there's any interesting prospect results. So far, only one prospect result is in. It's Jaguars with a forfeit win over Banshees, which doesn't do anything for anyone in this matchup. But I guess we could talk about what we were referencing in terms of the play-in picture and the playoff picture earlier. Is Okay, wait. I need to figure out. Sorry, I need to figure out who is this before we get things going. Because now someone named Chugi Juggy has joined. I don't know who this is. Cram apparently, allegedly. But okay, it looks like we're getting things going. I guess.
So his name is Cram, because there's no
Yeah.
way that I can say Chuggy with a straight face every time he hits the ball. That's
Yes.
just not happening.
Yeah. They're saying it is Cram. We'll double check to confirm that later. But oh, actually, he is on the roster as Shuggy Juggy, so it is a player on the Barbarians roster. The sub.
Interesting. I'm just going to call him Chug, if anything. But we will get into this one now. We've waited long enough, and now the game we've been waiting for is finally here. Alpha takes a huge shot, and Flurry really wants this sweep.
Yeah, they've been waiting. They've been sitting. They were saying I ruined the momentum by telling this man to change his name, but it doesn't seem to be ruined. As Alpha puts in the first goal, and they're in prime position here, 1-0. Start off this game 3 for the division. Winner of this one will take home the division.
And I am curious to see how this sub will affect the outcome, if at all. I mean, it has to be kind of rough to have a sub in based on I guess issues with Steam, but if Chug here can come out, make some plays, maybe they can make it all worth it. And that's a good shot, but Alpha equal to the save, and that was not an easy one to acquire. Barbarians still on offense, a huge touch, and Chugi, he comes in, oh my goodness, and he just gets the double dunk off the defender, already making plays out here.
Oh my goodness, the sub just coming in and double tapping that one down into the net, and that is an impact if I've ever seen one to come in like that and tie things up.
And you know, I might have laughed at his name when he joined the lobby, but we are not laughing at this man's plays. He is here to make some moves, and here he comes again. I don't think he has enough boost to reach that, but you can see that this guy has mechanics, and he is absolutely showing them off right now. Now we're all tied up. And Flurry might be feeling a little bit nervous after that one, knowing what they are up against. Dan here, though, gonna try to take a shot. Gets dunked out by Jonah. He will have a slight opportunity. Tries to go for the double, but only connects with the defender. Still another good opportunity for the Barbarians. As Parallax here gets it past one. Can't get it past the second, though. Kyrios with an opportunity. Goes for the double touch. Just barely gets bumped. That was another close one. Neither of these teams here wanting to lose out. Another close save. This one going to bounce off. Kyrios can't find the touch, though. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like even though the last two games were absolutely crazy, the intensity has ramped up even more.
Oh yeah, I can feel it right here with everything that's on the line. Both these teams understand what is at stake. Flurry, if they win, they take the division and the top 4 seed. And Barbarians, if they win, they take a top 4 seed, and the loser is going to end up more than likely in 5th. So just a crucial game, and it's weird that it's a game 3, but oh my goodness, a triple commit! Oh my goodness, Jonah almost puts it in. Somehow that almost worked, and they're not even being punished immediately.
You know what? Usually triple commits just look silly. That one was almost a work of art if it worked out. But somehow they don't score, and even crazier, they don't even find themselves in a position where they can be scored on. Quite a big miscommunication there, but they won't be punished for it just yet. And you can see that there is a little bit of panic or maybe some nerves as Jonah takes a huge shot. That one just barely bounces off the crossbar. Chuggy coming back in. Can't find it though. And the Barbarians are just relentlessly coming at the net. A little bit of a role reversal as now they're the ones with an insane amount of pressure. This ball will be touched to the corner. 50'd out. Chuggy looks for the first touch. Gets it well. Looks for the double touch. Oh my goodness, does he have this one? He almost gets it on target, but just goes wide. Still scary though, as this one's going to be centered. Alpha clears it away. And a miss by the defender there. Jonah might have an opportunity here. The bounce is a little bit too awkward. Alpha taking it himself. And this one will actually bounce middle. Parallax has to rush back in time. Just barely gets there. Still Flurry with an opportunity, and that one's high on the backboard. Dan just has to read it, and he will. Flurry takes the lead once again.
And there is Dan, a great one there, but it was set up by a double commit for Barbarians, and they try to race back. 2 players again double committing, but Dan, he puts it in, and now with a minute and 11 remaining, Flurry, they're so close here. They can taste it. If they win this game, they're taking home the division, and they would be in the sweep fashion, which they needed.
And they might be extending the lead here, not quite. As Alpha looks to get this one clear. Now Flurry knows they just have to hold on for a minute longer, but it won't be easy, especially with Chuggy on the field. He gets it past one. Dan actually gets a poor touch towards his backboard. That
Oh,
one's going to bounce awkwardly, but the offense can't make the touch. Jonah just narrowly misses. And now another opportunity for Flurry. Alpha on the dribble, gets it past,
oh,
and he'll flick him all the way home. Flurry feeling good.
oh my goodness. Alpha just takes it all the way down the pitch and just one man to beat. He puts it by him, puts it in, and he might have just sealed the division and a top 4 seed with only 35 seconds left.
And time is ticking down. Barbarians need to get at least one goal on the board as fast as they can. Here comes Jonah. Gets a clear. Gonna try to follow this one up, but can't get the touch. Parallax to the sidewall again, but Dan's there to meet it. Now 20 seconds left. A little bit of a double commit from Flurry. This could be an opportunity, actually. Ball will bounce off the backboard. Will be awkward, but Kyrgios reads it well. And now Barbarians need to score now. But Jonah, he'll get the demo, opening up a little bit of space, but he doesn't have any boost. This one's going to go to the midfield, and Flurry has wasted enough time and sealed the deal. They will take the #1 division place, and even more impressive, they will sweep the Barbarians, one of the scariest teams in Prospect.
And that is how you end your regular season right there, merely is they come out huge, exactly what they needed to do. They needed the sweep, they got the sweep, they take the division, come all the way back, secure a top 4 seed. And I mean, really just an amazing performance from Flurry. And, you know, Barbarians, they didn't even play terribly, but Flurry just did what they had to do, clutched up when they needed to, and they took it home.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, they just played a solid game of Rocket League, took their opportunities, and looked impressive when they were presented to them. And the Barbarians, like you said, played, in my opinion, very well themselves, especially with some of the plays that were coming out, maybe lacking just a tiny bit of accuracy. But that tiny bit of accuracy might have been what separated them from winning this series, as Flurry going to take it in a sweep. Absolutely impressive display from them. And heading into the playoffs, that is going to be a huge confidence booster, Rocker, man. I can't imagine beating the Barbarians right before you go into playoffs is going to definitely going to pump up your ego a little bit and give you some confidence that is much needed for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a huge win to sweep them, not only to beat them, but to win the division on the last day and to pull it off like this against the Barbarians, who were favored in the Prospect League by many people a lot of the time, to win the Prospect League this season and to sweep them and kick them down. I mean, that puts the Barbarians all of a sudden the 5th seed, which now sets up a whole another host of crazy scenarios that could happen in Prospect. So I'm very curious to see how the rest of it falls out, because this seeding for Prospect is going to be wild. There are a lot of great teams at the very top, and it's going to be a wild ride for sure in the Prospect playoffs.
Definitely. And personally, I cannot wait to get into it. But before we do that, we have one more last streamed game for the regular season. The next time after this that we will see you on stream will be the playoffs, which is extremely exciting to me. But before we do that, we are going to see the dominant Pinnacle take on the Reapers. The Reapers going to be faced with a huge, having to pull off a huge upset in order to keep their dreams alive. You definitely won't want to miss it. I hope it's as good of a matchup as this one, as this was just, once again, an intense, insane match. You won't want to miss it, and we'll catch you guys right after this short break.
And before we head to short break, though, I got to give a quick shout out to Intense Threat for 5 gifted subs. Speaking of intense, hopefully the next one's intense, but we'll be right back in a couple of minutes for some more action.